Welcome back to another very exciting episode of Modded Motors. Today we're talking about the Stelvio 2.0. We are talking spark plugs. If you clicked on this video looking for a how-to, this is not the video for that, unfortunately. That video is going to be in the right or left-hand corner. We did one on the Giulia already. The Giulia and the Stelvio 2.0 are exactly the same, so we've already done that video for you. Today is a response to the last video. Some of you guys had some FAQs, frequently asked questions. We figured we'd slow it down, answer some questions about price point, some stuff about clips, sounds you may hear. Hopefully this helps if you've already done your spark plugs or you're looking to do them. Maybe this video can help you out. But not a lot of channels have a certified mechanic slow it down for them and kind of walk them through it. So hopefully this can bring you some value and hopefully give some clarity on how maybe some people come up with their pricing and get to where they're at. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Looks can be deceiving. This is a 2.0. We do not have a QV spark plug video on this channel. Hopefully when our QV is up and running we can do that, but unfortunately this is all 2.0 stuff right now. Hopefully you guys enjoy. If you guys again aren't aware, TCG, also known as Three Cross Garage, Tristan, the owner, is a certified mechanic. He used to work at Alfa Romeo. He is certified to work on all of these cars, very knowledgeable, and he gives some very good information throughout this video. If you're in the DFW area, make sure to go check him out. And yeah, that's all that we have. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to drop it down below or message us directly on Instagram. If you guys enjoy videos like this, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to our channel, let us know that you like these types of videos. I read the comments. I know you guys want brakes and some other stuff. We'll be doing all of those as needed. I'm not just gonna randomly do my brakes. I promise the brakes video is coming, and some more maintenance stuff that you guys have requested. We will be doing all of it as much as possible as needed as it comes up. We got the spark plugs out, no bueno. We got the new ones in.
Not looking too terrible.
They're better than the Giulia, right?
They're a lot better than the Giulia.
Okay, FAQs.
So a CPA, if you guys wonder what that is, when I say, oh, the CPA, yada, yada, yada. A CPA is this tab. This little gray tab right here. You'll see that a lot of the connectors have them. See, this one has a red tab. A CPA, that stands for Connector Position Assurance. Basically, that's all it is. When we refer to that, it's just a little tab. Yep. Let's pretend this is closed and you're just taking it off the coil. You're kind of going to want to push it in at the side just like this. See if I can give you guys a nice view of that. And then go ahead and push down, and you'll see how the gap gets a lot bigger as it releases and pushes back. And then I like to go in where you can see under this little tab right here. I like to go in under that tab and pull it up. And then with my other hand, I can't do it here, but with my other hand, I'll pull that up and then pull it out. And that way I don't have to push down here, because a common failure point is right at the pivot, and that's kind of encapsulated inside this plastic piece. That's the way I do it. I have pretty good luck. Now, occasionally you're going to run into something like this, where it's just going to break. These are fragile. They're in a hot environment. Plastic weakens in a hot environment. And you can see right there where that little step is broken off. Now, this is not a big deal, because the way that we're taking this off, we're putting this under here. So we're ensuring that we're not breaking this tab. And this tab is what locks onto this right here. See that little step? So this is broken, but when we push it on, I got to move this back a little bit. It's still going to clip, and you can see that it's still solid because of the way that we've taken this apart. That's very important. Again, when you take this off, put your pick in, kind of go a little bit sideways, and then you can use your other hand. You can kind of pull this up. The coil will be fixed, and you can use your other hand to kind of pull that off. That way you can make sure you don't break that. It's very important.
I will say the audio may not be the best in this video, because my GoPros are all dead. All three of them are dead. And so I am using my phone, but I also can't find my mic. So, just not the best day for filming, but we got to push through it. Next question that some people, we went through the comments, started reading a bunch of comments. Where to buy? We buy ours from Alfissimo. You can buy yours from the dealer. You get the for Rock Auto. Sometimes they're sold out. Where else can you buy them from?
That's where I get them from,
really...
Rock Auto. I mean, if you put your car information in, you know, it will bring those NGK plugs up, and I've checked them. You know, you get a dealer box, the plug comes out, it's got an identifier on the side of it, and that looks like this. It's got NGK-IR, and then it's got a number on the back right there. That number is exactly the same. That's the NGK part number. Rock Auto and Alfissimo carry these NGK plugs. They're gonna save you a lot of money because they don't have the Alfa logo on them, on just the box. The NGK plugs look exactly the same. There's no logo differences. There's nothing that's different at all. They're still the same plugs. They just don't come in the Alfa box, and that saves you 50% on them. Honestly, it's a pretty good deal. We buy ours from Rock Auto or Alfissimo, wherever we can get them. And works great for us, works great for the customers. So
don't overpay is what we're saying. Don't overpay.
Something that I had to learn the hard way at the beginning of when I was working at the dealer was anti-seize on plugs. So a lot of you have probably worked on a lot of different things in your life, and every time you get told, put anti-seize on the plugs. You know, typically it is good advice, particularly if you have an extended interval on a steel head. Dissimilar metals, you get corrosion there. It's easier to service. You don't have to worry about the plug breaking when you're taking it out because it's so tight and it's just stuck in there. On these cars, don't put anti-seize on your plugs. I used to do that. I had a lot of misfires. I had a lot of issues. It took me a while to figure it out. And I kind of got in contact with Star, which is Alfa Romeo's like technical assistance. Opened a case with them, tried to get some information, and that was the end result. Don't put anti-seize on them. If you want to put dielectric grease in the boot, I haven't seen that cause any harm, but that's up to you. You know, if you want to do it, feel free. It's not going to hurt anything. Don't use anti-seize.
Also, just so you guys know, I am not a certified mechanic. I know you guys think that because you guys come into my DMs and ask me a lot of crazy questions. This is certified mechanic. If you have mechanic questions, go to the certified guy. If you ask me some crazy question, more often than not, I'm just gonna go to Tristan anyways and then come give you the answer. Just cut me out, the middleman, and go straight to Tristan and ask Tristan the questions because he most likely has either seen the problem or has the right answer for you.
Guys, our number is 940-373-1265. You can call us, you can text us at that number. Our email is service@tcgrepair.com. You know, if you have any questions, if you need any help, if you get stuck on your installs, reach out. We'd love to help you. We love you guys. We appreciate, you know, your business, everything you guys do. So if you have any questions, call us, text us, email us, send us pictures if you want to. Whatever you need, we're here.
That's phenomenal. Wow, what great advice. Don't hit me up no more. Hit up Tristan. He has all the answers. And also, when you guys go and ask a whole bunch of people who are not mechanics, you guys get a whole bunch of ridiculous responses. You know, everyone keeps saying check the battery. I know I say check the battery, but that may not even be the cause of it. Go talk to somebody who is certified in doing this. Cut out everyone else. It makes your life so much simpler. Because then you start replacing stuff that doesn't need to be replaced because, you know, you're listening to a guy off YouTube. I'm a certified YouTuber, not a certified mechanic. Any car that you guys need, he can work on. So if you're watching this channel and you have in the DFW area, and let's say you have, I don't know, an FRS, for example, you guys see it right over there, he can work on those cars too. But yes, he's very familiar with the Alfas and he charges really good rates. We always highly recommend Tristan. A lot of you guys who watch the channel have used Tristan, even if it's just for help. He just recently, which will be in a later video, pulled a motor for us. So very capable of doing a lot of really cool things. So make sure to hit him up if you're in the DFW area, or even if you're not, maybe you can still use them for some other services like pulling an engine. Even though Tristan does not want to keep pulling engines, we're gonna say he can.
Another question we had was the squeaking when you're putting in the plugs or taking out the plugs. That's nothing to worry about. If you start to pull it out and you feel it get really tight, you know, just go back the other way. Like if you're loosening it, it gets tight, you feel something's not right, tighten it back up, and then just go back and forth. Whatever gunk is in those threads, you're gonna kind of break it loose. That way you can be sure that A, you don't break the plug, B, you don't strip the threads, because a stripped spark plug thread is bad news for anybody. You know, it's expensive. it's just a pain. I think that was one of them. What was the other one?
But that's squeaking, and we're trying to read off all the comments, but the squeaking is, again, just gunk. So
yeah,
it's, again, not bad, but that's what the noise is. And because the last video that we did was oil change and spark plugs, somebody asked how tight should the oil filter be on the car?
So the oil filter, you really don't want to go crazy with it, because what will happen is, this engine gets hot and you have a silicone, usually it's a silicone seal or some sort of rubber. I don't remember exactly what it is, but when things get hot and they're in contact with rubber, the rubber has a tendency to seize and kind of melt itself. How do I say this? It's not really melting. It's more like it becomes bonded to it. So if you over tighten your filter, that's pretty much what happens. You're putting a lot of pressure on a really hot surface and it becomes stuck. You don't need to over tighten your filter. Just like everything else on the car, it has a spec, but oil filters is not one of those things. I like half a turn, maybe 3/4 of a turn. You'll feel it snug up and start to compress that gasket, and that's pretty much where you want to be. You start going too tight, you start getting, issues getting the filter off. We had that last time
on my car. Yeah.
We did on yours. We had to destroy the filter to get it off. It creates a lot of problems. It makes an easy job very complicated. And if you're not equipped to deal with it, it could lead to your car on a tow truck going to the dealer or to a shop. So don't go crazy with it.
We tell you all that not to fearmonger you and scare you, but just so you're aware of the potentials if you do it wrong. What do you currently charge for spark plugs?
I think spark plugs is like $218, $225. Don't quote me. It's somewhere in there.
What did you charge to do them?
What? That's what I charge to do.
Yeah.
Spark
Okay.
plugs, yeah. So that's parts, labor, everything.
What's too much? Like, what was your dealer rate?
So dealer rate was $211. It was an hour of labor. I think spark plugs were marked up to somewhere around $32, $35. Don't quote me on that. That could have changed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably worse now. I'm just kidding.
It might be worse. But Alpha Plano was $211 and some change. So, doing rough math, you're probably looking at $350, $400 for some spark plugs. Now, Alpha of Plano liked to include that in service packages. So I think they did it at $40K. So that would be cabin air filter, brake fluid flush, spark plugs, oil change, and probably one other thing. Don't quote me on it, but us sitting right at about, let's say, $225 is fairly reasonable.
Right.
You start getting into the $350, $400s, I could see it, but you could buy these plugs yourself for probably $100 out the door. And if you watch the video, you don't need to pay anybody to do it. If you don't feel comfortable, we're always here.
If you get past what dollar amount should you go see somebody else?
If you get past $350, you should go find someplace else.
Yeah.
I will say, use caution. As many of you know, you take these cars to a lot of shops and they get immediately scared, or they give you an insane quote.
Because they don't want to do it.
I worked at they don't want to do it. They're not trained on it. And for a lot of cars, it doesn't really matter. You take a Chevrolet, you take a Ford, you take a Toyota into any place, and it's a standard oil change. Yeah. Everybody's done it a million times. You take these to people that have never seen them before, it gets a little bit scary.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, one shop that I worked at, I want to say they were going to charge somebody like $300 for an oil change. Because the way that the labor is written up on ProDemand, which is usually what we'll get labor from, to quote the labor amount, it was something like 1.1 or 1.2 hours for an oil change. Well, their labor rate was 165, and then, of course, they had to get 0W30, so they were looking at Bubble 1 0W30. They were looking at some expensive filter, and it racked up the price really fast.
That's actually honestly really good info on how they get to their price points.
Yeah. Everything that they write up is calculated that way.
Somebody asked about what special tools. No special tools, but the swivel really helps.
This is, if you like this is one that I really like. Now, obviously, this is dirty because this has been used for years and years at this point. But there's a captured magnet in here. This is a Cornwell socket. It's their Blue Power line. If you'd like to see the part number, if you like it, there's the part number. You can kind of scroll through. so you can see that. This is a 5/8 swivel socket. I really like this because it kind of looks like it's limp right now. But when you actually put your plug on, this magnet is strong. It really holds the plug. And then I can kind of, as I'm putting it in, I can kind of allow it to adjust. So if you have a straight socket that doesn't have the swivel on it, it's gonna work just fine. This is one of those things that comes down to preference. Like you can see my ratchet, right? It's a nice snap-on ratchet. The reason that I like this so much is because I really like that this spins. I really like when I put this on here, I can do this. It saves me a lot of time, but I do this professionally. This is what I do for a living. I'm not recommending that you guys go out and spend $180 or $150 on a ratchet. It doesn't make sense. But these are my preferences. This is what I like, and I feel like this was what works best for me.
All of the information for Tristan, I know he said his phone number in the video, but all the information for Tristan will be down below as always. And I will put also the part number for both these. If you really wanted to buy the exact same setup that Tristan had, for whatever reason, you will be able to. It'll be in the description.
To all of our customers, to everybody who's come to us, thank you so much for your business. We really do appreciate it. For everybody that hasn't gone through us, give us a shot. I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised. As you know, we come to you. You know, we can do pretty much anything you need. If you have a water pump that is leaking, let us know. We'll come up with a fair price for you. If you need something diagnosed, if you have a coolant leak, I have the tools to pressurize the system. I'd be happy to help you with that. We can go over all the pricing and everything, but we're very fair, and we do appreciate everybody that's gone through us. You know, all of our customers mean the world to us, and we really appreciate you.
I will say, as much as obviously Tristan is a sponsor of the channel, I do not work with Tristan. Like, he's not my employee, I'm not his employee. So, you know, some people have asked me, like, what tools is he capable of using, or what can he do? I honestly, I have no idea. Only I know what he's done on my personal cars, which is obviously like basic maintenance and pulled, you know, obviously motors and stuff. So I have a wide range of stuff he's done for my personal car. But as far as what his capabilities are, you would actually have to reach out to Tristan himself, because I cannot answer that. We're just dropping the engine cover back on. We're pretty much done. Again, wasn't really a how-to. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I have zero clue on how long this video is going to be, but hopefully you guys enjoyed some of the questions. If you guys have more questions, again, hit up Tristan. His info is going to be down below. But if you guys want more FAQ questions, more FAQ videos, we can do more FAQ videos. Just let us know what you guys want to see, and we'll make it happen. But super shout out to TCG one more time, and thanks for doing our spark plugs, because, you know, it's good to have a healthy car. But every time Tristan comes, he always finds more problems with my car. Only because I just don't take care of them as much as I should. I just like to beat on them, not maintenance. So I think that's everyone's problem.
When you're busy like us, man, our cars are the last cars that gets fixed.
Yeah.
I mean, look how dirty. Mine just got washed today for the first time, you know, in like 2 months.
Don't look at mine. Mine's rough.
Just don't have time. Mechanic's car is always the last one to get fixed,
Yeah.
you know.
Awesome, dude. Well, I appreciate you. Thanks, Crystal, for sitting here for emotional support.
Yep.
You've been phenomenal, Tristan. And yeah, it's going to wrap up the video. We'll see you guys next time. Every single Monday, we're dropping a new video. If you guys want to come back and see some more content, please subscribe. We have more content for the Alfa Romeo platforms every single Monday. Our next video is going to be the bumper tab video that you guys have been waiting for. The bumper tabs are actually available for pre-order right now if you guys want to go get them. We have enough inventory to supply, I think, pretty much any request that comes in. So if you guys want to go and pre-order those, you can go ahead and do so now on the website. They are live.